Dawn broke early on February 28th. Trump gave the word, no more waiting at the gate. U.S. and Israel side by side in the fight. Launch them strikes deep into the Iranian night. Targeting the mullahs, the prayers and their crew, nuking their nukes before they couldn't brew. Tehran shaking with explosions in the air, smoke rising high, showing we mean business there. God bless America, land of the free and brave. With Trump at the helm, we're riding the wave, kicking ass when we must, no apologies here. Iran's regime's done, their end is near. Missiles fly back, but they won't break our steel. U.S. and NATO making the bad guys kneel. Trump's calling the shots, urging folks to rise up, overthrow the tyrants, fill freedom's cup. Trump's message rings out, your freedom's at hand. To the Iranian people, take back your land. We hit their leader supreme and the rest. Joined ops with Israel, putting them to the test. They fired back a while at bases in our ally, but our defenses hold under that Middle East sky. No more hiding threats, no more playing games. Trump's bringing justice in America's name. God bless America, land of the free and brave. With Trump at the helm, we're riding the wave, kicking ass when we must, no apologies here. Iran's regime done, their end is near. Missiles fly back, but they won't break our steel. U.S. and NATO making the bad guys kneel. Trump's calling the shots, urging folks to rise up, overthrow the tyrants, fill freedom's cup. From the Gulf to the skies, the world's watching now. Trump standing tall, showing them how. No endless wars, but when push comes to shove, we protect our own with strength from above. Iran's retaliation, just desperate flails, while our forces strike true, tipping the scales. For peace through power, that's the American way. Trump's leading the charge, saving the day. God bless America, land of the free and brave. With Trump at the helm, we're riding the wave, kicking ass when we must, no apologies here. Iran's regime's done, their end is near. Missiles fly back, but they won't break our steel. U.S. and Israel making the bad guys kneel. Trump's calling the shots, urging folks to rise up, overthrow the tyrants. Yeah, Trump's America, strong and true, kicking ass for me and you. God bless the U.S. and Trump too.
Oh, make America great, like Trump always said. Pro-conservative values from heart to head. Anti-terror, anti-commie, anti-lunacy too. Pro-America, pro-flag, red, white, and true. Standing strong with Israel, hand in hand we fight for freedom and faith under God's own light. Terror's got no place in this world we defend. With our allies in Israel, brothers to
always said, pro-conservative values from heart to head. Anti-terror, anti-commie, anti-lunacy too. Pro-America, pro-flag, red, white, and true. Standing strong with Israel, hand in hand we fight for freedom and faith under God's own light. Saddam's regime crumbled, we brought the light of day. No more hiding in shadows, we paved freedom's way. Trump knew the deal with walls and bold calls, kept the radicals running, built those embassy walls. Our bond with Israel, unbreakable chain against Hamas and hatred. We weather the rain, oh make America great, like Trump always said. Pro-conservative values from heart to head. Anti-terror, anti-commie, anti-lunacy too. Pro-America, pro-flag, red, white, and true. Standing strong with Israel, hand in hand we fight for freedom and faith under God's own light. No room for the socialists spinning their lies, or the crazies dividing with their wild-eyed cries. We honor our heroes, the ones who gave all for family, for country, answering the call. Trump led the charge with grit and with grace, keeping our nation in its rightful place. From Baghdad to Jerusalem, the eagle soars high, with stars on our banner, touching the sky. We'll never back down, no surrender in sight. Pro-Trump, pro-values, we'll win this fight. It'll make America great, like Trump always said. Pro-conservative values from heart to head. Anti-terror, anti-commie, anti-lunacy too. Pro-America, pro-flag, red, white, and true. Standing strong with Israel, hand in hand we fight for freedom and faith, forever in sight.
All right, guys, it's that time of night. It's the sights and sounds of Earth right here on Starship Adventures. Hello, everybody around the world. My name is Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and tonight broadcasting our edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth live from North Fort Myers, Florida. And we are watching all over the world tonight for breaking news. So far tonight, the big news is the lobbing of bombs, if you will, in the Middle East is continuing this evening. Just moments ago, we had some alerts in Israel, so we're watching that, and I've got that here on the big part of the screen. I've got in the little screens around there, I've got Tel Aviv, I've got Haifa, and I've got, I believe, Jerusalem, and Beirut is the upper right. Mama, you want to say hi? Well, come on over and say hi to everybody. You got to say it loud or speak towards the mic. You're so hard to understand anyway. You sound like that captain on Starfleet Academy walking around with shit hanging out of your mouth. Anyway, well, I'm glad everybody's here tonight. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jungle. Hello, Deploribus. Hello, Yellow. Welcome back. Hello, Rob. And let's see who else we got in here. Yeah, it looks like we lost an aircraft. We're looking for it now. I don't know what's going on. We can only hope that some good news will come. I believe it went down. It went down in a gray area, so we're not sure though. I'm going to have information on that. I'm going to pull it and have the very latest info. Unless Mama takes that segment. Are you going to take that one? No, I guess I'll do that one. And yeah, we're going to cover that here in just a minute. We're also going to discuss the Michigan Synagogue attack. that went on earlier today. Some asshole. See, that's what's great about. I'm not doing really a news show as much as I'm doing a commentary show, so I can put in my own opinions. So that allows me to say things like, some asshole rammed his vehicle into a Michigan synagogue, and the good news is everything came together. The guard was injured. The suspect was neutralized by, I believe, by the guard. I think he was shot by the guard. So I don't know. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. There's a gap in what I know because I left work an hour ago and I just got home a few minutes ago. So we're going to go through that here in just a minute. Yeah, we're going to have information on all this stuff going on, plus the latest out of Israel and the bombing that's going on there. I see that Iran does a lot of their stuff's missing targets and stuff like that, and it's like it reminds me of like they're throwing rocks, but it's missiles. But if you lob enough of them, you'll eventually hit something important. The drones, they're being a little more specific with. You can actually put in a set of coordinates, and it will actually fly itself to its own death. That's a lot more dangerous because they're apparently able to figure these out. If you remember the airport that was attacked. Oh, here we go. We just got an alert. I don't know why I'm not. Oh, I got it turned down. Because I still got the music playing. All right. Anyway, suffice it to say the alert just went off. Matula. Looks like doesn't say what it is. It's a confrontation line is all it says. Sometimes it'll say air attack or whatever. I will admit I've never seen an alert system work as well as this one seems to work. Now, how accurate it is, I don't know. But from all reports, it's doing pretty good. And I like the fact that we have access to it, and it allows us to monitor in real time what's going on over there. We're in the wee hours of the morning over there. It'll be first light in a couple of hours. All right, so let's go through this. Let's start here. One suspect dead after ramming vehicle into a Michigan synagogue. Active shooting incident, according to police. Michigan State Police are responding to an active shooter at Temple Israel, a Reformed Jewish synagogue in New Bloomfield, Michigan. The shooting unfolded about 12:30 p.m. local time on Thursday. Suspect has been identified and neutralized, and he is a naturalized U.S. citizen from Lebanon. He is from Lebanon. The suspect in Thursday's attack at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield has been preliminarily identified as Ayman Mohammed, and I'm only going to say his name one time on here and I'm done, Ghazali, according to 3 law enforcement sources who spoke to Fox News. U.S. Department of Homeland Security confirmed the names of to Fox News and provided details of his immigration history. Officials said this dude was born in Lebanon in 1985 and entered the United States on May 2011 on an IR1 immigrant visa as the spouse of a U.S. citizen. According to DHS, this prick applied for naturalization on October 20th, 2015 and became a U.S. citizen on February 5th, 2016. Authorities say this jerk lived near Dearborn. Dearborn. It's pronounced Dearborn. Dearborn, Michigan. Hey, Dearborn. Law enforcement officials cautioned the identification remains preliminary as investigations continue to confirm the suspect's identity following the attack. And Bibi Netanyahu put out a statement that the Michigan synagogue attack shows anti-Semitism knows no limits. Evil knows no limits, BB. That's the bottom line. This is evil. It's good versus evil here. And you've got the bad guys, the terrorists, the Democrats. They're all in bed together. I mean, I hate, God bless, I hate to talk like this. I feel like I feel like I'm turning into Alex Jones or something. You know what's wrong with all these pricks? But I just, oh my God, dude. I feel like Alex Jones sometimes, because listen to me. Just listen to me. But this is some evil shit. And the Democrats are on their side. Now the Democrats will be out, oh, we got to pardon this guy. It was a misunderstanding. He meant to drive into a 7-Eleven. I mean, what? You know how it is with it's just amazing to me. Well, you know what? At least this is a mass shooting. Well, this was not a mass shooting. Let me go back. But at least this incident didn't involve a transsexual person like 7 out of the last 10 did. The good news here is none of the staff, none of the faculty, none of the students, nobody was hurt. I guess everybody got out. Now, they're saying 20-something of the cops and firemen were hurt, so I'm wanting to find out what's going on with that, but they're being kind of close-lipped. I don't know if there was chemical agent involved. I'm a little concerned. But let's keep going here. Like I said, I've been producing radio and haven't had a chance to go through all this yet either. But anyway, BB says anti-Semitism knows no limits and no bounds, and I completely agree because it is akin to evil. Israel is attacked because it is a Jewish state. It's the highest form of racism. You're attacking somebody just simply because their race, their religion, their creed, their culture. It's disgusting. Netanyahu also praised the synagogue security personnel as they apparently are the ones that neutralize the asshole. A salute to the brave security personnel, he said. Israeli leaders added that he is grateful to President Trump for taking a firm stance against the anti-Semitic attacks that are happening not only in America, they're happening everywhere. All right, I've got audio left and right. There's only 2 audio sources out of the 4 videos. I've got them turned up. So you may hear some errant noises every now and then. I've got them up so we can hear the air raid sirens if they go off. Or we can hear explosions or firing, shooting, whatever. All right, now, a hospital's now treating 8 first responders at one hospital. Now, there was more than that reported injured. But the one hospital, Michigan synagogue attack, there's been a bunch of public safety people that have been hurt. And Henry Ford Health said its emergency teams are currently treating 8 first responders following Thursday's attack at Temple Israel in West Bloomingfield, Michigan. The emergency medicine teams at Henry Ford West Bloomingfield Hospital and Henry Ford Providence Novi Hospital are currently caring for 8 first responders following this afternoon's incident at Temple Israel. This according to management at the hospital system. The hospital did not provide details, of course not, about the injuries. I know they can't provide anything specific, but we need to be told what are they being treated for? It ain't gunshot wounds. Did this guy have some chemicals or something? I want to know. We need to know. The hospital did not provide details, of course, and directed questions to law enforcement, which means you're definitely not going to find out anything. Oakland County Sheriff said earlier that one person was confirmed injured, a security guard who was struck by the suspect's vehicle originally when he drove into the building. This guard literally was hit by the vehicle and apparently neutralized. I'm telling you, security guards get a bad rap, and a lot of times they are incompetent fools. I'll admit it, because they can't pay much. These companies can't pay much, and a lot of these guys do their best. I know a couple guys. They're not the best, but they try to do a good job, and they usually do. But it is what it is. I feel for these guys. I remember when I retired, after I retired from the fire department, I was doing odd work, and one of the jobs I was doing was armed security because I was a former cop, and So I have my own gun and a belt and everything. I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I signed up, and I was working bars on the weekend. And one of the jobs I picked up was at synagogues. This was back years ago. That's Sean Hannity. What are you doing? She went up to Sean Hannity on my little tablet that's showing me Fox News, and she starts going just going crazy on it. That's Sean Hannity, babe. What are you doing? What's the deal? Huh? I don't think she knows what she's doing sometimes. I think she's batshit crazy, actually. But that's all right. All right, so let's see here. So the Oakland Sheriff Michael Bouchard, said during a later press release during a conference Thursday evening that the number of affected responders rose significantly, with about 30 law enforcement officers now taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation after entering the building. Okay, that's starting to make sense. The vehicle caught on fire. They had to go in there. They had to clear the building. They had to make sure the kids were out. They had to go. And they were all in that smoke. Okay, I get that. Hopefully that's all it is smoke from just the burning textiles and things like that, and structural material, and not from something else. We weren't sure. We're starting to get some more information here. But they have had 30 law enforcement officers now either hospitalized or checked out at the hospital for smoke inhalation. Bouchard said, noting that the synagogue hallways become engulfed in flames and filled with terrible, terrible smoke after the suspect's vehicle caught fire. So not only did these people get scared out of their ass, and almost some people could have lost their life. This was a dangerous thing. The guard is injured. The guy that did it is he's Signal 7, if you know what I mean. But here's the thing. These people lost their school. This was a whole big school and synagogue. It's all, whatever's not burnt is screwed. Take it from a firefighter, dude. When a big commercial building, when half of that shit's on fire, the rest of it's ruined. It's just, I hope it's not as bad as I think. But if 30 guys went to the hospital, that smoke was really thick inside that whole building. It's gonna be a very costly deal. And what sucks is it's not like they can sue somebody over it. You don't think about stuff like this, but like if a semi comes off the interstate and crashes into your building and it burns to the ground, you can probably sue that big trucking company, right? But you can sue the insurance company. You can sue. But for something like this, who do you sue? Obviously the guy's car insurance doesn't cover terroristic acts. There's no one to sue. There's nothing to get. Yet the whole inside of their building is destroyed. And they may have a man with permanent injuries that was struck. So I don't know. I think of stuff like that. Now, since there's nobody dead that count, nobody that we care about is dead. That's the great news. Everybody went home. Everybody's with their family tonight at home. Everybody just got done eating dinner with their family at home. That's the good news. This guy's not going to spend the next rest of his life soaking up my tax money in some federal prison somewhere. That's the other good news. All right? I hope the 31st responders are okay. I've been transported before due to injuries on scene of something. I was involved in an explosion. I've had some different things go on. I've had crazy shit. But I got smoke inhalation so bad one time I almost went to the hospital, but I just kept sucking on the oxygen and it finally got better. I didn't want to go. But I should have. Anyway, it sucks. What happens is you get so much carbon monoxide that your body starts to lose the ability to process oxygen. I'm putting this in very simple terms. If you guys are nurses or medics, excuse my simple terms. But these fire gases, specifically carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, they're poisons. And sometimes they displace oxygen, but other times they actually get in your bloodstream and prevent oxygen from working through your system like it's supposed to. And you can die from smoke inhalation. A lot of people do, actually. The motorcycle gangs going by in Tel Aviv. It's the Tel Aviv White Knights or whatever. I don't know. All right, my chat room hasn't moved in an hour, so let me see what the hell's going on. I think I need to move it or something. Let me switch it to live. Yeah, deploribus, I think we should go and set up a protest somewhere and protest the fact that nobody's protesting. Maybe we should do that. Yes, thank you, deploribus. Yep, CO attaches with the red blood cells, man. It like fills them up with CO2 and they can't get no oxygen. And next thing you know, your shit's done. You're signal 7, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, well, Khomeini, I wonder how it's going with his 72 virgins. What is the thing with you in the tablet? What's going on? What is it? Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, go ahead. It don't hurt the tablet. It's glass. You can scratch it if you want to. I don't care. Yeah, that's the old, hose from the tailpipe, and you stick it inside the car, or you just park the car inside the garage. Back in the 70s and 80s, when signal 49ing yourself was like the thing back then. I don't know what it is. That's it's not cool anymore. Back then everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna myself," and it's you don't hear about that as much anymore. I just think maybe we don't talk about it as much. I guess back in the days at the fire department, man, I used to deal with it quite a bit. About 4 or 5 times a year, maybe. Yeah. So what you're saying is we should have the 79 virgins or whatever in blow up suits. Or no, maybe I'm getting all this confused. Hold on. Thanks, Cherokee. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right. Oh man. People are like, you should go to the Middle East. I'm like, no. Okay. FBI investigating Michigan synagogue attack as a targeted act against Jewish community. Duh. But they have to do. They're officially investigating it as a religious-related terroristic hate crime type of thing. Whatever. Put as many bad words in there as you want. And I agree with that. I mean, but the guy's dead, so. But they'll go look after anybody that he was working with, anybody that helped him plan. If whatever, they'll go try to get somebody else if there's anybody else that was ever involved in it. But anyway, I like when they do themselves, if you know what I mean, or when they get did, because I'm trying to not get demonetized tonight. I don't want, truthfully, to spend $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 on a prosecution. Okay, and there's always that slight chance he'll get off. And you spend all this money on this prosecution just to put him in jail, and spend money for the rest of his life feeding him and clothing him and buying him shavers and toothbrushes and feeding him and everything. I think it's bullshit. Buying him orange jumpsuits. I prefer when they go out in a blaze of glory. Just do yourself at the end and save us the tax money. That's an interesting way to look at it, Lead. But at least you and I can both agree he didn't kill himself, right? because we both know that didn't happen. All right. Hello from Minneapolis. Wow. You are you coming? I could, oh man, I don't want to run you off because I love folks from up there. I feel bad you're up in Tampon Timland up there, but that's cool. You're here with us now. That's cool. Um, who's still alive? Oh no, Jeffrey. No, he's not still alive. No, he's dead. But I'm talking about. Um, he didn't do himself. He was did by somebody. And we're not talking about who. I wouldn't do it myself anyway. I have somebody do it. Hey Heath, we're just randomly talking about weird stuff. Oh, I don't hate Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A's chicken is like 9 out of 10, which is high praise for me. I like their chicken. Um, those waffle fries are shit. I hate waffle fries. I loathe them. I hate them. I don't like them. I can't stand them. And so I don't go there. Between that and my mom and I are usually out on Sundays looking for a place to eat, and they're not open on Sundays. So between those two facts, I don't eat there much. But I do like their chicken. It's good chicken. And the people are nice there. Haven't seen Blue Texan in a week. Yeah, Chick-fil-A's not the end of the world. Anyway, so let's go to the next one here. The vehicle in the Michigan synagogue attack is registered to a Dearborn. Am I saying that right? Dearborn man born in Lebanon. Sources report. The vehicle used in Thursday's attack, yes, these articles are bad about the title, the tagline, and the first paragraph are all the same thing written 3 different ways. And then by the second paragraph, you actually get some little nugget of new information. Authorities cautioned that investigators can only confirm the vehicle registration at this time. Yeah, and I'm reading these in backwards order. We already got Dick Hole's name. So anyway, we're for those of you who just joined us, we're talking about the douche that drove into the synagogue today and burned the inside all up and got himself shot and dead. Yeah. Well, that's interesting, Cherokee. I'm sure they're moving stuff around. What's wrong, Kitty? What's wrong? She's acting weird tonight, but it's kind of like she's in a good mood because she's feeling good or something. A chopped pork sandwich. Well, there you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Up in Dillard at the Blue Hound Barbecue Restaurant. There you go. Well, there you go. I think I ate at the other place, though. I want to go eat there this time. You can get some great victuals up in the mountains. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys, when you get up in the mountains, I don't know what it is, but you can just pull over anywhere and get really good food. It's hard to get shit food up there. And it's hard to find shitty service too. You know, I can take you places here where they won't even look at you. You know, you press buttons and the food comes through a window. My mother called me today. Just a little while ago, she called me. She goes, I don't know what to do. I said, what's wrong? She goes, I'm aggravated. She goes, they won't call me back. My doctor won't call me back. Every time I call them, they have a recording call me back. And I said, well, what does the recording say? And she says, The recording says my appointment is tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. I said, okay, then that means your appointment's tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. She goes, I know, but I didn't speak to nobody. She goes, I can't show up at a doctor without speaking to somebody. I said, Mom, I'm sorry, but this is the way it is now. I said, no human's ever going to take the time to actually pick up a phone and speak to you ever again. I said, those days are over. The government quit speaking to people on the phone 15 years ago. You call, no matter where you call, what government office you call, you will dial into a switchboard, into a long thing, and you'll never actually speak to anybody. And then when you finally get the desk of the person that you want, you'll get their voicemail. Hi, this is Betty and accounting, and I'm not at my office right now. Please leave a and it's ridiculous. And then they won't call you back. No one calls anybody back anymore. I don't even know why they put phones on desks. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, so Mom's doing okay. She's doing good. She's still recovering. It's a long road, but you know what? The improvement continues. That's what's the amazing part. And you know, she works hard and she sees the result of it. It's kind of cool. Hey, Carlotta, what's up? Hey, what's up? Yeah, so things are going good. Things are going good here. Daddy Kitty's feeling better. But Mama Bleep and Daddy both have that respiratory thing going on. I'm keeping him in at night for sure. And Ed's fighting. He's got his head all opened up again, and I'm now making sure he's in at night because he's fighting with these other cats. So anyway, that's what's going on. Since Carlotta's here, I'll tell her what's going on with the cats. Yeah, Mom's doing all right. She's doing good. We're going to get back together tomorrow and go do lunch. Go walk through the mall or something. I do most of the walking, but that's all right. I need the exercise. It's good for me. Daddy Kitty's getting a little better every day. Yeah, he's doing good. He still walks all crooked because I think he had a stroke. And he limps on both of his left legs a little bit, and he leans to the left a little bit when he walks. But he still acts like himself. So the stroke would have been in the motor area of the brain. No Canna Club. I don't have anything for that right now, but I'm working on getting something. Yeah, Earl's head I'm treating. It's clean and I'm treating it. The other two just have a cough. But I'm monitoring it because they're old, and if it gets much worse, I'm going to have to do something. Anyway, but no, I monitor it. They get this they get this once or twice a year. It comes, it goes. Right, Mama? Well, you can tell them about it since you're here. You going to say hi to everybody? Carlotta's in there. You going to say hi to her? No? She's just being like she normally is tonight. Yeah, she's a good kitty. All right, so let's get back to here again. President Donald Trump addressed the attack on the synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan during remarks earlier. Let me see if I can pull that right here. Blip, blip, blip. What in the Sam hell? Samuel Hell. Freak. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on. thing's a pain in the ass. You guys have no idea. I don't know if any of you have ever done broadcasting with like an OBS type studio on the fly where you're trying to get it to do things and it just won't do anything. It just doesn't like to cooperate. It likes to stack everything up constantly and make it hard because every time you click out of something, you have to go through all the things that are stacked up. What's wrong, kitty? What's wrong, little one? It's all right. Shadow came in during the rainstorm a few minutes ago, and she got pissed and attacked Shadow. She doesn't like other cats coming in here. That's a kitty cat right there. All right, so here we go. Let's play this and listen to this and all that.
Before we begin, I want to send our love to the Michigan Jewish community and all of the people in Detroit, the Detroit area, following the attack on the Jewish synagogue early today. And I've been briefed, fully briefed, and it's a terrible thing, but it goes on. We're going to be right down to the bottom of it. It's absolutely incredible that things like this happen.
Well, there you go. All right, let's get this up here. Mama, what is wrong with you tonight? You're like crazy times. It's really, we had some busy nights. The last 2 or 3 nights, it's been busy on the radar. Tonight, there's just nothing going on. There's still a lot of power outages from the last 3 days that are being dealt with out there. But for the most part, there's just not a lot going on. It is what it is. All right, so that's what we've got. This horrible attack on the synagogue here. These people had gone through some FBI training, some training that is sponsored by the FBI for active shooter and evacuation training. And they're saying that actually helped quite a bit and that the people there were very happy with having that training, and then something like this happens and they felt like they were prepared. So that's good. Kami Memdami boosts patrols at Jewish sites after Michigan synagogue attack. First of all, who gives a shit? That's New York. Okay? Why does no matter what happens in the world, we got to know what New York's doing? I don't give a shit what New York's doing. You know? You guys elected a commie. Anyway. All right, so that's what's going on with that. Now let's get up to speed on the war situation. I don't like calling it that. We've been in conflict with these people for 47 years. This is still going on. This is nothing new. I'm getting sick of the whole, hey, Trump started a new war. Really? This has been going on for 47 years. First of all, it's not a war. It's conflict. You guys know the last war we were in? World War II. The last time we declared war on somebody? World War II. This is being done the way it's been done by everybody else. All right, so let's get back to here. All right, yeah, let's get into this here. All right. Iranian attacks escalate across Middle East as container ships struck near Dubai. Multiple Middle Eastern countries, including Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, reported fresh Iranian attacks on Thursday as tensions are escalating in the region. During Operation Epic Fury, a container ship was also struck near Dubai. This container ship was struck by an unknown projectile 35 nautical miles northwest of Dubai and Jebel Ali in the United Arab Emirates. I'm sorry. The incident happened after a projectile hit the Thai-flagged cargo ship. All right, so that was earlier. Iran's new supreme leader alive in some form despite reported war injuries. It's been widely reported, number one, that the Ayatollah Khamenei did not want this prick, his son, to become the Ayatollah. Number one, that was his wishes, if anybody gives a shit. Number two, this guy's a loser. Number three, he's been blown up. They're saying he's in a hospital bed somewhere. Nobody see him. There's no proof of life. They elected someone who's laying in a hospital bed somewhere. This guy's done, dude. I'm telling you, I don't think he's even around anymore. President Donald Trump said he believes Iran's newly appointed supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is still alive in some form despite not being seen publicly since he took office after the war in Iran began. I think he probably is. I think he's damaged, but I think he is probably alive in some form, according to Trump. Trump's comments came after this guy signaled that Iran would not back down in the war with the United States and Israel. What, do they think they're going to win at this point? Did they think they were ever going to win? I bet they're regretting even getting involved at this point. Morons. The newly appointed supreme leader had issued a statement Thursday amid rumors about his condition following recent strikes. We will not refrain from avenging the blood of your martyrs, Khamenei said in a section addressed to the Iranian nation. The statement followed reports that Khamenei had been injured and was possibly in a coma after U.S. Israel strikes that killed his father during the 28th compound strike. The president also touched on the Iranian regime's ambitions regarding neighboring countries in the Middle East. The United Nations, the UK, the United Kingdom, is now weighing defending some vessels through the Strait of Hormuz amid escalating Iranian attacks. Well, that's mighty nice of them, jerks. I don't know how people in Europe have such short memories. I'll just leave that there. Really pissed me off, but whatever. What happened to that? How did that even freaking happen? What are you doing, kitty? Did you do this, kitty? I don't know what happened to that. It got all messed up, but I put it back in there. This will update in real time when the alarm goes off. You'll hear it. That's the Israeli tracker there. All right, so the next thing, Israel wipes out 250 Iranian drones, hundreds of launchers in a new massive strike. This reported 52 minutes ago to Fox News. The Israel Defense Force have taken down hundreds of drones and neutralized as many launchers since the start of the Operation Roaring Lion and a joint military operation with the U.S. Over 250 UAVs dismantled, hundreds of launchers neutralized. They neutralized a bunch of launchers, they said. And like I've been talking about all week, if you take out the launchers, you can take out the facilities making the shit. You can take out the roads that bring the stuff there. You can take out the trucks that drive it. You can take out the launchers that launch it, or you can take out the missiles themselves. Sometimes the launchers are the easiest target, even if they're on trucks. Sometimes they're the easiest target. But you need to stop their ability to be able to put them up in the air one way or the other. All right, let's see where we're at here. Apparently, one of their senior, the Iranian senior nuclear scientist has been confirmed killed. All right, so that's pretty much what we've got. I'm looking for information on, and it's literally being typed right now, I'm sure, but I'm waiting to see information on this plane that we're missing. Okay, that's what we have. I don't see it yet. Okay, so where are we at here? Yeah, the air traffic has not changed. The air traffic situation that I've been showing you guys has not changed. There's no air flights going over, no commercial flights going over Iran or Iraq, and very little going over Israel. So we've got our stuff in the air right now trying to find this plane that went down with our guys on it. Yeah, I agree. It's not the best plane to get shot down in. Well, yeah, thermal scan. They've got a lot of stuff. I mean, even a country like that's been stockpiling weapons for years. People got it hidden in their barns and in their basements, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. This is going to be going on for a while. I don't know. Probably not too much longer. It always takes longer than they think it will, though. I'm seeing what I can shut down here. I don't know what's going on. Let me get rid of this. This will do it. There's nothing going on in the weather anyway. There's no alerts. Let me get rid of that. This should clean it up. Hold on. I got a bunch of shit running. I've been cleaning on this computer and working on it. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to, Thermal, the plane that we lost today. That's weird. Let me try something else. Okay, this issued just a little while ago from CENTCOM Tampa, loss of U.S. KC-135 over Iraq. This via U.S. CENTCOM, Tampa, Florida. U.S. Central Command is aware of the loss of a U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft. The incident occurred in friendly airspace during Operation Epic Fury, and rescue efforts are ongoing. 2 aircraft were involved in the incident. One of the aircraft went down in western Iraq. The second landed safely. This was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. More information will be made available as the situation develops. We ask for continued patience to gather information and additional details and provide clarity for the families of the service members that are involved. All right, so there you go, guys. That's what's going on with that. That's going to be what I know what's already going on there. The fueling plane's what went down. The other plane that landed safely was more than likely the plane that was fueling, and there was an incident. That's probably what happened. 2 planes involved. There's only one reason that 2 planes get that close together, and that's refueling. Yes, I think this will be short. I do. I don't expect this to be a long, drawn-out thing. I really don't. They're not going to be able to hang in there that much longer. It's going to take a few weeks, maybe a month. People need to be patient, just like with anything else. Nothing happens in a day. But we've degraded them 80+% in almost every category at this point. But they've also got a lot of different terrorist groups that work with them, and they're lobbing bombs now. And there's a lot of other people that don't even care about Iran, but since there's all this going on, they're going to get involved too. So there you go. It could be mechanical failure. It said it involved 2 aircraft, which generally means some kind of collision or incident while they were fueling. And then or it could have just been they bumped, they hit each other, and the one plane was able to land, the other one was not. I don't know. Lead, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. Yep, and that's what there is. I'm going through, and that's what everybody's reporting. So I'll keep that there, and I'll check back with it in a few minutes. All right, so we are monitoring live what's going on in Israel. We're in Tel Aviv. We're also in Jerusalem and Haifa, and also Beirut, upper right. So we got 2 different countries here, and we're watching the skies. We've got the live tracker on out of Israel, and we're watching that. Dom, you are correct. Don't ever say the Q word. Oh, those guys used to come in and do it just to piss me off. Yeah, anytime you're at the firehouse, if you say the Q word, that means you won't get any sleep. The guys used to come in, boy, it's quiet out there, and I'm like, oh, you did it. And then, like, as soon as we go to bed, they'd tone us out for a heart attack or some shit. We'd spend the rest of the night driving around in a fire truck. It's funny that all over the country they have the same problem with that word. You know what's funny is we used to get guys come down from New York and New Jersey and stuff and hang out with us. People used to get ride-along permits, and we used to have them fill out a piece of paper and have the chief sign it. They could ride with us. And we had volunteers. We even had guys that would come down and volunteer for the 3 months that they were down, and then they would leave again. And it's neat to hear that all the different firehouses around the country have a lot of this weird same traditions that they did. It's just weird. Superstitions, if you will. I'll tell you what. You don't clean your helmet. That was one. You don't ever clean your helmet completely out and make it completely clean. You don't ever do that. You can clean the chemicals or the shit off of it, but as far as you're not supposed to ever clean your helmet back to being like factory new again. Even my helmets that are up here right now, I got my fire chief helmet up there, and I got my fire hat up there. But even my fire chief helmet, it's still got soot and crap on it from when I was there. I never cleaned it. Yeah, kind of jinxed. I guess you could call it that. It was just weird things that you didn't say. If you went around, man, it's awfully quiet tonight, that you would end up getting a call. It was a superstitious thing. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got here. There was like, I don't know, it was like little things at the fire department. Um, I think that the never say the Q word. We used to call it the Q word. You don't say the Q word. Another thing was we used to swear that calls came in threes, even though if you do the math, there was really never it was never like a thing. But if we had two calls on a shift, we knew we were going to get another call, and a lot of times it seemed like we did. So we would always be like, calls come in three. Full moon nights bring weird calls or more calls. Again, something the math could really not put a total finger on. But we used to swear full moon nights were going to be busy nights, and sometimes they were. So it's kind of like one of those weird things at the firehouse. Oh, it's a full moon out there. Don't clean your boots while you're working on shift. That's when we really didn't have much down here. By the way, I grokked this. I'm being honest because I wanted to think about all these ones I forgot about over the years. But some places say you don't shine your boots while you're working, because then you'll have to go do something to get them dirty. Oh God! And this was another one. Spaghetti dinner precedes a fire. It's funny because a big pasta meal or a big nasty meal, we used to always say the nastier the meal, the more likelihood we're going to get a big call. But with us, our tradition was if I cooked spaghetti, we had a wreck up on the highway and it was nasty. And one night we're sitting there and I cooked a big spaghetti meal and I put the meal out. We all take about 4 or 5 bites of it. The tones drop, crash State Road 31 by the Wilson Pygott Bridge. We get up there, first truck on scene. We've got a pedestrian all over the place, ripped in pieces. We've got a car off in the ditch with somebody pinned inside. I got another wreck over here with 2 vehicles, and we blocking traffic off. The rain's coming down, and I don't think we ate spaghetti ever again. I don't think for 10 frickin' years, I don't think I cooked spaghetti ever again. Stomping or killing a cricket inside the station summons a fire. I've never heard of that one. If you get toned out in the middle of a meal, lunch or dinner, you should expect to get a heart attack or a cardiac arrest by the end of the shift. That's interesting. We used to do stuff with the rookies, like we would screw around with them. When I was a rookie, they told me they couldn't get the fire truck to start, and they sent me to go get some wrench that didn't exist. I mean, they screwed with everybody, man. It was like it was a rite of passage, you know. And we used to do some crazy stuff up at that firehouse. Some departments, they actually keep family photos in their helmet. We didn't do that. Don't wash the rig too much. That's true. Some people get bored and they just start washing the rig twice a day. It's like, no, no, no. If you got a spotless engine, it's going to bring a nasty fire, a brush fire or something. It's going to get all dirty again. So yeah, that was always a thing. Some firefighters believe there's a superstition that you should always put the right foot in the boot first when gearing up. It avoids bad luck on the call. So there's a lot of superstition. Don't talk about no runs, similar to the Q word. Don't ever sit around and talk about how long it's been since you've run a blank. Crickets are good luck in the station. I've never heard this thing about crickets. We had crickets. Hang gear the same way every time. Turnout gear must be hung the exact same way in order. Yeah. You should always avoid mentioning the devil or bad luck words. Joking about the devil, death, or specific tragedies on slow nights invites them. You should have a lucky charm on the dashboard of your fire truck, and we did. We had several different ones over the years. We had little fireman figures up there. I think we had Mother Mary up there for a couple years. I think we had a cross up there for a while. Yeah, we always, somebody was always putting something up on the dashboard. And whatever was there, it was good luck, and we left it. Oh, man. Oh, I never heard of this, but I like it. When a new rig arrives, all the guys show up at the station and push the new rig into the bay in neutral. They turn it off, and then they all push it up into the bay. That's pretty cool. Don't ever change your routine because it's Friday the 13th. Stick to the exact habits you always do. Yeah, there's a lot of superstitions in the fire service. There's a lot more here that we had that are not on this list that were probably localized. But yes, when we moved into we built the station. I was there about 5 years when we built the station, and so we got this brand new station, 10,000 square foot, had a bay that held 6 engines. It had an administrative side, and it's still there, has a living side. Beautiful station, and it had a bunch of acreage in the back, and we had a burn building back there. We had a big bonfire area. We actually had a big bonfire area way out in the back. We used that when we were just getting rid of brush and stuff. And then we had a smaller one up front where we would put chairs around. And we had a rack of chairs we'd pull out there, and we'd all just sit around. We did a lot of, we were very social. We hung out. People brought their wives in. We all just sat around and bonfire and talked and hung out. And then there wasn't a lot of drinkers at my station, so we could just hang out at the station a lot of times. You know, we didn't have to go to a bar on our night off or something. We would go up and hang out with the guys that are on duty, and I always thought that was kind of cool. Yep, tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Well, there you go. $90 in Phoenix. Yeah, it was 80 something here, 82 I think here. But we just had a cold front go through, and we're having a change in air mass, which I'm sure most of you have already experienced. And so yeah, it's going to be cooler weekend, thank goodness, because I got some stuff to do. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's neat, Victor. Yep, the fire trucks that had the open back cabs or the open top cabs, you don't see them much anymore. Those were called city cabs. Minus 12 in Ontario, my God. It's 73 outside, I think, right now. We're going to go to the mid-60s tonight. Yeah, we used to have a great time. I miss the camaraderie of the fire station, to be honest. People ask me, one of the questions I get asked the most when they find out that I'm a retired fire chief, one of the questions I get asked the most is, do you miss the calls? Do you miss the excitement? Do you miss the siren? And you know what? The whole time I was a firefighter, that's what I thought I would miss. I did. And you know what? I haven't missed it for one day. I don't miss it. They drive by, I don't even look. It's like I don't even care anymore. And I'll tell you something else. Not only do I not miss those times, but I miss the times sitting around the station with the guys. I miss sitting around the day room with my friends, with my comrades, and watching something on TV. We were very big about always watching certain things on TV. And I remember when we used to, I forget even what channel it was, we used to watch Emergency. And we would gather at 6 p.m. or whatever every night and sit and watch Emergency at the fire station. I know that's crazy, but we just loved that. And it's sitting around the station with the guys hanging out. You know, practical jokes, riding in the fire truck. I don't know. I miss being with the guys. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the close friendships. You know? Oh well. Those were the days. Emergency was an amazing show. Yeah, it's 25 years is a long time to work in the emergency room. Yeah, I'm sure she is happy to be retired. I know that feeling. Yeah, Emergency was a great show made by, I think his name was Jack Webb. He's the same guy that made, he also made Adam 12, and he also made Dragnet. And his claim to fame was he wanted his shows to be realistic and not bullshit like everything else Hollywood makes. And he's the only guy that ever made shows that weren't full of bullshit. His shows were true to form. They literally, if you see them doing something on the show, that's how they did it at that point in time. And they were showing something on that show. I don't know if you guys realize it. When they were showing those paramedics in Los Angeles County responding to paramedic calls in a fire truck, do you know that at that time when that show was on the air and popular, 90-something% of this country still did not have a paramedic service. Some places did not even have a basic life support service. It's kind of crazy to think back that far. What am I here? You want to go out? What you doing, Ed? Mama went out. Ed, come in. Hi, Ed. Say hi to everybody. Hi, Eddie. Say hi, Ed. Yes. Say hi, I'm Ed. I'm a bully and I like to fight. Say it. Little bastard. Got sand all over my desk. Okay. Yes, well, it did. It that show was very instrumental in departments all across the country. They're watching this show on primetime TV at the time in the late 70s. They're watching this show and they're like, oh my God, we can do this. And paramedic programs started up in big cities all across the country because of that show. People have no idea. And they did it for, I don't know, 7 or 8 seasons, and then they did some made-for-TV movies after that. And they did a really nice last episode. I don't know. I thought it was a great show. And that show is probably why I became a firefighter, truthfully. I loved that show, and I loved what those guys did. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to be on the squad. I wanted to be on the engine. I wanted to drive. I wanted to be the lieutenant. I wanted to be every job, and I ended up getting to be every job. I was a volunteer firefighter for a year. Then I was hired and sent through fire school and EMT school. And then I went to officers candidate school and got my certified fire officer, fire inspector, fire instructor. And I became the youngest lieutenant in the county. And I loved the fire service. I loved every minute of it. And it was because of that show. It really was. That the shows that inspired me on TV were Star Trek, number one. I learned my values and my morals from my parents and from Star Trek. And Emergency. I found my career with that show. And MASH. I think MASH taught me all the really hard lessons I needed to learn about life. I think those three shows teach you everything you need to know about life. And it sure did help me out. Oh, well, and you chose Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew over Emergency? Oh my Lord. Yeah. Yeah, there was some other great shows too that were just fun sitcoms like WKRP in Cincinnati. Oh, Barney Miller. There was a bunch of Carol Burnett was a great variety show. There's a lot of great shows from back then, but there's nothing really as good as that Emergency was. It was just a really good show. I don't know, if you've never seen it, you can find it all over the place. You can still watch it. They're all online. Yes, there is some things from Emergency in the Smithsonian. I think the squad was in the Smithsonian for a while. But right now, if you want to see Rescue 51 and Squad 51 and the old engine, you can see both the Ward LaFrance engine 51 and you can see the City Cab engine 51. And you can see the Squad 51 and you can see the Mayfair ambulance that they always had in there, and a bunch of other trucks from LA County in the LA County Fire Museum. It's in LA County, Los Angeles, California. You can, if you go there, which this is on my bucket list, by the way. I'm going there when I get my van built. This is one of the places I'm taking you guys to. We're going to the Emergency Museum, and they actually, in this LA County Museum, they have a bunch of other great fire trucks, and they got a bunch more in the back that they're restoring and everything. But the main thing is they have the squad with the original equipment in it, with everything. I was absolutely impressed that it still exists. It all still exists. It's still there. Yeah, absolutely. And the Station 51, still exists. It was not Station 51 in reality. It was like 89 or something. But the station that they actually used for Station 51, for all of the B-roll external shots and stuff, that station still exists today. And what served as Rampart Hospital was a different thing. I don't know what it was. Some big building that they used to shoot from overhead. Yeah, well, when you say a hearse, they used, they had what they call like the Cadillac style ambulances. And that ambulance, that Mayfair ambulance, is in that museum, believe it or not, which I think is really cool. I think that's really cool. Shut up. I love yelling at my computer. It's the only thing I'm allowed to yell at. I can't yell at Ed. He doesn't like it. Hi, Ed. All right, well, I'm going to show you this. I don't think I'll get in trouble. This was put up by, I think this is kind of public domain, so I'm going to show it here in a smaller window. If not, I'll deal with it. Whatever. Ed. I'm busy, Ed. What are you doing, buddy? You guys always want to come in and hang out when I'm on the show, and it's like, I'm busy, I'm on the show. What do you want me to do? Damn it. All right, guys, I'm going to show you this. This is SoCal Transit Productions. That's SoCal Transit Productions. Has got a great little video here. I'm going to just use a few excerpts from it just to show you with no sound. But I do want to show you they got this great museum where they've got all these old fire vehicles and stuff. Look at that's Engine 51 in the background. You can see it. Look how old these things are. And they're there for you to see. I think this is amazing. I'm going to this building. It's bucket list. I want to actually see these trucks. And there's Engine 51, the convertible, the city cab. That was in the first 3 seasons. And then after that, we got the Ward La France with the top on it. Still had the open jump seats in the back. That was even like before the show. This vehicle they're showing now is like before the show, even like 10 years older than that. These are all old fire trucks in here. I think it's neat that all this stuff still exists. Okay, and this is the ambulance. This is what you were talking about when you said the hearse. This is the actual Mayfair ambulance that you saw in emergency. And I think at one point they wrecked one of them on purpose, but they had several of them, and this one was screen used multiple times. This one was from the show, and look how the doors open. And there you go. They load them up, and then the paramedic would sit in the back with them, and the ambulance guys would get back in the front and haul ass. Sometimes one of them would sit in the back if they asked him. And he would bring his own equipment because the ambulances didn't carry a lot of equipment. They were just transport vehicles. Notice there's no compartments. There's no place to put anything. You know, I'm sure there's some little spots here and there, but it's not like today's ambulances where you've got all that compartment space. But yeah, that's one of the original Rampart base, Rampart Hospital Mayfair ambulances. And there's the 2-channel MOCOM 70 Motorola radio in there. The original MOCOM 70 2-channel Motorola radio in there. Crystal controlled. Isn't that amazing? And there it is. There's Squad 51. 1974 Dodge. That's it. That truck was purchased by the studio. And I'm going to tell you a neat story about this truck. Purchased by the studio. And while they were building the squads for LA County, they were building 4 or 5 of these squads. The studio went and built this one right along with it. They bought all the same parts, the same light bar, all the same equipment, the same boxes on the back. They basically built the same exact truck that they use. After the show ended, this truck was given to LA County Fire. At that point, there was a big brush fire. They were going to keep it for the museum. At that point, there was a big brush fire, and they were short on trucks. And this truck was put back in service for the very first time and actually ran real calls for the fire department for several months until they got their truck situation under control. So I thought that was so cool that the truck that really technically wasn't a fire truck actually became a fire truck and got to run calls. Look at that. It's a beautiful truck too. I always like the old Dodges. And there it is. There's the Ward La France. Man, oh man, beautiful truck. Those little windows below were so you didn't run over kids and shit in front of the truck. Oh, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? That's where Captain Stanley would sit right there. The driver was Stoker. He was a real engineer. that worked for the fire department, and he would go drive the engine on these calls for the studio on his days off. But he was actually, because the engine actually belonged to the fire department, unlike the Squad, which was built by the TV studio. Yep, it's a Ward LaFrance, a beautiful truck. So this truck was a real fire truck that got to be a movie star. The other one was a movie star truck that got to be a fire truck. Oh, I love these old trucks. It brings tears to my eyes. I'm so glad they're here for all of posterity. I hope they live forever. They'll all outlive me for sure. Oh, I love this stuff. The 50s ambulance from The Godfather. Yeah, that'd be cool. It's very similar to the one they used for Ghostbusters, I think. Those were custom built vehicles back then. There were the shoreline plugs under there. And there's the old one. That's the first 3 seasons. First 3 seasons. Had one lollipop light in the middle there for the sides. Had one light in the back that flashed yellow and one beacon in the front. And that was it. And what an amazing truck. She would hold 500 gallons of water and pump 750 gallons a minute. Crown Coach Corporation, Los Angeles, California. I couldn't remember the name of this one. Crown Coach. The other one was Ward LaFrance. I knew that one. Because a Ward LaFrance, which became American LaFrance, is still making fire trucks today. But that's it. That's the truck they used to respond to calls in on that show. So if you watch that show, and depending on which season, you'll notice the first 3 seasons they have this truck with the open cab, and then in the last 4 or 5 seasons they've got the Ward LaFrance with the hard top. But all this exists under air. It's all inside under air, and I hope that it stays this way forever. I don't think the firefighters in California or the firefighters in this country like me will ever let something like this die. I don't think we'll ever let anything happen to this stuff. Oh, Victor, that's cool. Yeah, that's something I could do too. That's interesting. Yeah, Dom, isn't that weird? The insurance companies ran the first fire trucks, and the morgues ran the first ambulances. Just think about that one for a while. Oh, there they are. Emergency, 50th anniversary. Look at that old thing. You guys know what that is? That's a motorized steamer. They would actually burn a fire in that lower black thing down there, and they would steam water. And when they steamed the water, they could use it to run the pump. And the pump would pump the water using from the steam. So they were converting basically a wood-burning fire into steam. They called it a steamer. And this one here is called a motorized steamer because it had a motor that pulled it there, and then it had the steamer in the back. It wasn't much longer after that they realized, hey, we could use the same motor that drove us here to pump the water too. That's a neat truck. These aren't from TV shows. Well, this one actually is, I guess, from a different TV show. But this is neat that they've kept all these trucks that were TV used, that were screen used. I'm very happy that all this still exists. I'm going to get out there to see this. I'm going to walk in this room and I'm going to see these trucks. I'm going to make it happen. Oh, Victor, I will definitely live stream it for sure. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. What do you think, Ed? You want to go with me? You and Mama? Well, don't look at me like that. You don't want to go? You're going to stay here. That's boring. Really? What's wrong with you tonight? Why are you all... You guys are all acting strange tonight. That white one was probably late 90s. If I had to guess. They also, I don't know if this video shows it. I don't think this is the one that shows it, but oh yeah, it is. Off the keyboard, Ed. Oh, thank you, Ed. Very good job, Ed. In the back here, look, they've got them in the back that they're still working on. These are all ones they've saved. Look at this. These are all trucks they've saved and have not refurbished yet. So I think it's amazing that we've kept all this. I mean, this is important history, especially the ones that were screen used. But also the ones that saved lives. I mean, I hate to see fire trucks get thrown away, but they're rotting in fields all over the world. People don't realize that, you know, they think fire trucks, this thing was $300,000 when it was new. And after it's about 25 years old, when they finally sell it in an auction, it's worth about the weight of its metal. It's probably only got 60,000 miles on it. It's the nature of the beast. They're used hard for many years, not driven a lot, just used very hard, and they just end up not lasting, or they last 20, 25, 30 years, and then that's it. The truck's just not worth anything. But if you think about it, that's the same about any other truck. It really is the same with any other truck, I guess. They've got a beautiful steamer sitting in the Florida State Fire College, my alma mater, and it's still sitting up there. They've got some neat stuff up there too. You can see that for nothing. You can just walk in there during business hours. Georgia Martha memorabilia. There you go. There's a lot of that in the Smithsonian. Oh my God, there's a lot of that. They've got one of the placements from every one of the president's place sets out of the White House. I thought that was pretty amazing. Yeah, there's some good. This is some good stuff. I love these old trucks. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, that was from SoCal Transit Productions. SoCal Transit Productions. And if I can see past Eddie here, I'm going to put the link in to give them credit for that. And go give them a sub and a like and all that if you're into fire trucks. Yeah, Victor, I only play certain... I like strategy games, very specific strategy games. I don't watch a lot. I don't know. I don't play a lot of games. Yeah, they say a fire truck is good as a primary truck for about 10 years. and then it's good for a secondary truck for about 10 years, and then if necessary, you can use it for another 10 years, obviously as like a reserve truck. But usually 20 years is all they're kept in service. I know the one we bought in 92, by 2022 they were selling it, and that was 20 years of service. And it wasn't, I'm sure some little department somewhere bought it because it was still a decent truck, but it's just difficult. Those pumps and all that plumbing and all, it's very hard to maintain. And aerial trucks, oh, let's not even get into maintenance. You can't afford that shit, I'm telling you. I was, a buddy of mine, Tuna and I were talking about buying a we had found this Tillerman, which is the fire truck that takes two guys to drive it. We found a Tillerman. The guy would practically give it to us, but it didn't run. It had all kinds of problems. And we realized that just getting it home would be more than we could pay. Yeah, there's firefighting helicopters. They fight fire with several different kinds of helicopters. You've got Bambi buckets. That's where you've got the helicopter with the bucket that's coming down, a long string with a bucket on it, and he can drop that bucket. The bucket has a rock in the bottom or something, a weight, a lead weight, and when you drop it, it fills with water, and then you fly up, you take off, and then when you get over the spot, you pull the handle up, and it releases the bottom of the thing open so that it drops the water right on the fire. That's a Bambi bucket. You can only do 100 gallons or 200 gallons at a time. It's not all that big, depending on the size of the chopper, of course. Some little choppers can do little small Bambi buckets, and then you get a Huey or something. You can probably do a couple 100 gallons of water, I guess. I don't know. And then the other way is you can suck the water up using a straw, and those are like a sky crane. You come in, and they got a tank mounted on them instead of a passenger compartment, and a hard tube that comes down, and they actually hover above the lake and suck up the water, and then they can go drop that. So those are the two main methods. You can also land and pick up your water and take off again. They generally won't do that just because it's bad on fuel, it's bad on equipment, and it's slow. Let's see. The only other ways to fight fire from the air is, of course, aircraft. You can do that with small planes. One of the most common fire planes is spotter planes. They're just little 2-seater or 4-seater planes, and they fly around in circles so that they constantly are watching the progression of the fire. They can keep an eye on their trucks. So one of the most common aircraft that you'll see in a fire down here especially is the spotter plane. And then you've got your your DC-3s. They land, they pick up water, they take back off again. And then you can go larger than that. I think they're using 737s out in California. They land, they pick up, I don't know what, 5,000-6,000 gallons of retardant, and then they take off again, and they can make several runs with that. The retardant's colored red, and it's gooey. It's designed to stick to everything and just make it impossible for the fire to burn. The red coloring is so that the plane behind that plane can see where he hit, so he can hit the next spot down. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? They'll suck water from everywhere they can. That's crazy, Deploribus. I can't believe that they can't find somewhere to get those parts. I know Emergency One, where we used to buy all of our trucks, is still running fine down here in Florida. They got Federal Motors. They build the trucks from the ground up there. Ed Earl, what are you doing? He wants me to go to bed. Like, come on, Dad, it's time. Yep. Yeah, that's another way they'll do it. Use the spotter out ahead of the big plane. They do that when they're using those bigger ones like DC-10s. Yep, so that's how they do it. Yeah, I cover wildfires on here too, guys. If they're when they get the big wildfires, I think we're probably going to be covering some wildfires in Florida this year. Florida has not had a real bad wildfire season in a while. We will have one this year. Despite the little bit of rain I just got out there, that rain's already dried up. I'm sure it's already dried up and gone. It wasn't even enough to make a puddle. And we are in a drought like crazy here. Yep. All right, so tomorrow there's a double Starlink launch. Friday morning, tomorrow morning, SpaceX will attempt to launch 2 Falcon 9 rockets only an hour apart. The first one from Cape Canaveral, Florida at 6 a.m. Eastern, and the second from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, and that's going to be at 3:53 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 6:53 Eastern. So literally 6 Eastern from Cape Canaveral and 6:58 Eastern, 58 minutes later from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. So there you go, guys. 2 launches in the early morning hours, 1 hour, well, actually not even an hour, 58 minutes apart. Do I think there are sleeper cells? Yes. Now, the good news is, most of the time when these guys do their thing, they suck at it. They're not good at it. Like these 2 idiots that made these bombs that didn't go off. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but we don't remember them, or we don't think about them, or we don't talk about them. But there has been a lot of terror attacks where the bomb didn't go off. You know what I mean? And we don't think about or remember those. We just had one just the other day. So the good news is most of these idiots can't seem to get it together. That doesn't mean we can, of course, let our guard down. Oh, man, I am tired, guys. I'm coming up on 2 hours, and I am going to be signing off. There's nothing going on. It's been quiet. Israel's been quiet. We're here at the end of the night. Should be first light there anytime now. We should be seeing the peak of sunlight starting to come up a little bit. Mama's a little more tolerant of Ed because they've been hanging out a long time together. But she'll bite his ear when he goes by, but not real hard. But she will. He does the same thing. And like if he's doing biscuits on me, I'll go in there and lay down, and he gets 10 minutes of biscuits every night. We got to do biscuits. And if somebody comes up, if another cat comes up and tries to get in between him and his biscuits, or in between him and me, he'll nip at him. I mean, it's kind of weird. He won't growl or hiss or anything, but he'll bite him. And when he bites, he twists a little bit, like he's being a prick, like he's trying to be quiet about it, but it's like, I'm gonna, sure, you prick. It's kind of, it's weird. They all got their little territories. Mama's outside right now, so she went out when he came in. I got to make sure to get her in. I don't want her out in the night air all night. Yep. Well, yeah, that's what they do, deploribus. Their goal is to not blow themselves up for their cause. Their goal is to get you to blow yourself up for their cause. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's true. Oh my God, Jim Cantori's doing generator commercials on Fox National. That's awesome. Eddie, what's wrong, buddy? What's wrong? What's wrong? Huh? Aw, it's okay, Eddie. We're going in just a minute. All right, we're going. All right, we'll go. We'll go, I promise. Okay. He knows what he wants. All right, I do gotta sit back up a little bit here. All right, here we go. All right, anyway. All right, guys, what do we got? Any last minute things? All right, let me see if there's any last minute stuff coming in. Edward. Oh, come on, Ed. What are you doing? You just knocked me out. What are you doing? He's so aggressive when he loves on me. He's aggressive. He's like, oh, I love you. Damn it. All right. Yep, that's it, Yellow. I don't get it, but okay. Yep, Daddy's doing good. I'll bring him in tomorrow, maybe. I'll see if I can get him out here. Yeah, I sure did. I'm going to bed, and I have no Minotaur 2-pager or Plectron sitting next to me, so I should be okay. I got an old Plectron when I started there, and it wouldn't work. And I went and got I ordered the manuals on how to fix it and everything. And it was one of my first radio projects that I ever did. I got that old Plectron working. And I had to replace some tubes and shit in it. But I got it working. And I had that Plectron for like 16 years. And when I left, I gave it to somebody else. It who knows how much longer it worked. Yeah, that standard. That's what it seems like. Sit there and take your lovin'. I know. I'm so tired. I'm very tired tonight. I don't know why. I got some sleep last night, but I'm gonna go get some more right now. All right, everybody. I guess that's gonna be it. It's been fun. Been on for 2 hours tonight, and I do appreciate everybody coming in. Things are quieting down. I hate to say it, but it's true tonight. When we first, just before I went on, Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, there's a bunch of alerts went off all across Israel. And there also was a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. And by the time I took to air at 9 o'clock, we haven't had a severe thunderstorm warning, I don't think, since. And we only had the one alert in Israel. So it did. I hate to say it, but it did become less busy. Let me just put it that way. So there you go. All right, everybody. It's been fun. I do appreciate you guys coming in, and have fun out there. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back on at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then over the weekend, I've got some stuff Saturday morning. But as of about 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, all the way through the remainder of the weekend. Actually, some of my Saturday stuff's canceled. So I will be here pretty much most of the weekend, except for just a few hours on Saturday morning. I will be here for the entire weekend, and I'm going to go live anytime there's news that breaks. I have a funny feeling about this weekend, so I'm just putting that out there. I've got a real weird feeling about this weekend, and I had a couple of opportunities to go do stuff. I really didn't. I didn't really want to, so I didn't, because I figured I'll stay home and we'll do the YouTube thing if there's something that warrants it. If not, I'll just be on at 9 o'clock every night like normal, and we'll do our thing. But it was kind of cool doing the tornadoes the last couple nights. I like the scanner coverage. That's a whole different mode of coverage than I normally do. So it's kind of cool. On storm nights, we do one kind of coverage. On war in Israel nights, we do a different kind of coverage. But it works out. And then on slow nights, I do all kinds of different stuff. We do science, and we do how-tos, and yeah, it's good. Well, say goodnight, Ed. You gonna say goodnight? He don't care. He just don't give a shit about nothing. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. You know, it's great having you guys here every night. You guys are fun to have in, and I really appreciate all of you, especially my mods. I got 2 or 3 or 4 of you in there that's been coming in quite a bit, and I'm gonna make some more mods here coming up. And the rest of you, the ones that are mods, I'm gonna be asking you who we want to promote the mod. I want to get 4 or 5 more people promoted up, but I don't just do that haphazardly. So, all right, guys, that's it. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth on Starship Adventures, broadcasting live from North Fort Myers, Florida, on YouTube, the world's largest broadcast platform, and we are broadcasting over glass all the way to the internet. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you did this evening, and we'll see you back. One last quick, very last minute mention. I am going to be spending a little bit of time in the next couple days, as I have time, on the Kurtzman Trek Woke Trek Academy. The final episode dropped this morning, and it's just bad. So I'm going to talk about that coming up. I just not going to do it tonight, but at some point I'm going to do probably even a video on it. I hope they fire Alex Kurtzman. Let's hope they fire Alex Kurtzman. All right, God bless. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night, and a safe tomorrow. This is Starship Adventures, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on the show. Have a good night, everybody.
From the mountains to the prairies, from sea to shining sea, this is the land of the free. Baby, God bless the USA. Standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon wide, red rocks glowing in the evening tide, eagles soaring high above the pines, heart beating strong with these stars and stripes of mine. From New York City lights to the California coast, barbecue smoke and the ones we love the most, pickup trucks rolling down a dirt road track, fireworks popping, never looking back. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh. Down in Texas, longhorns running free, sweet tea sipping under live up in Michigan, lake so blue and deep, fishing with my buddies, secrets we keep. From Nashville honky-tonks to Nashville neon glow, country roads taking me home, don't you know? We got burgers grilling, cold beer in hand, freedom ringing loud across this promised land. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. We got the Rockies punching through the sky, Mississippi rolling, never saying goodbye. Hollywood dreams and Wall Street hustle, small town churches, muscle on muscle. We fight for what's right, we forgive when we can. From the amber waves to the home of the brave man, no other place I'd rather plant my boots. This red, white, and blue runs deep in my roots. Sunrise over the Smokies, fog lifting slow, kids playing ball in the backyard glow, veterans marching in the hometown parade, flags waving high for the price that was paid. We got cowboys riding, farmers in the field, factory workers giving all they've got to yield. From Alaska's midnight sun to Hawaii's shore, this land is ours forevermore. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Yeah. God bless the USA. One more time. God bless the USA. From Cape Coral to the heartland, coast to coast, we stand together, proud as hell. God bless the United States of America forever.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been my pleasure to be your host this evening, and I sincerely thank all my mods out there and all of my loyal viewers for being here every night on the Sights and Sounds of Earth. You guys make it possible. Good night, everybody around America and around the world. Signing off. This concludes our broadcast day here on Starship Adventures. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m., right here on the Sights and Sounds of Earth. Have a good night, everybody. 7-3s. We'll see you tomorrow. KO4 EFS. Signing off. US 1. 7-3.